You're such an asshole.
So I received a very kind donation, a very kind email from a previous client, and I can't remember. I'd have to go look up the request. But the short version is he was looking to end his life. Obviously, this video won't be monetized because we can't have adult serious conversations to prevent or address these things because YouTube is a second grade school mom who doesn't like naughty language. But anyway, so he was like, "What?" I can't even claim this was my idea. This is just there was an article several years back about a young man, maybe not so young man, contemplating taking his life. And what he did was take all of his money. He went down to Mexico, just partied and drank and got laid by whores and did crack or coke. No, I think he did cocaine and went to different beaches today. And then by the time he got back, he's like, life is pretty good. I don't think I'm going to pump myself off. And the only thing I did was I took the logical approach. I'm like, well, wait a minute. I mean, I just made an observation. That's all I did. This guy did the work and had fun time doing the work. All I said was, well, if you're going to end your life, before you do, I mean, if you're really seriously looking at it, before you do, don't you at least owe it to yourself to do everything you ever wanted? And I kind of called it all options on the table because, like, and I'm not advocating committing crime or hurting other people, but let's say you could rob a bank somehow. I'm not saying to rob a bank. I'm using that as an example. It's called nuance. But if you are looking at death, all right, well, why not, without putting other people at risk, if you could get away with it, rob a bank and go live a great life, like with the money. If you are looking at death, why not go down to Mexico and do all the different types of drugs, which again, I wouldn't recommend that. Stay away from heroin. Why not go get a bunch of healers? Why not? Why not go to south of Spain? Not why not go to south of, go on a cruise. Go to one of these, go to one of these cocksucking scumbag piece of shit bankers. Go to one of these cocksucking finance bros and yeah, I'll pay you back your money. Sign up for all the credit cards in the world. Sign up for all the mortgage, whatever. Get a ton of money and then go fuck off somewhere. Like, that's nice. I don't know. Go to Italy, drink a bunch of wine, have a bunch of pastries. You don't have to worry about your diet. And that was just the logic part of me. Like, well, before you go, you got all this, why not go have some fun? The other part of me, more in a, again, I'm not a clinician or a therapist or whatever, but it would seem to me, what little I know about depression is that, well, you're sad. Your brain ain't releasing enough dopamine. Don't tell me you don't go to the south of France, get yourself a bunch of whores, do a bunch of drugs, and have some fun and dance and drink and party and sleep. Don't tell me you're not going to get a dopamine hit. Don't tell me that ain't going to be fun. Oh, I know. They prescribe Xanax or whatever the hell the drugs are that they prescribe, but that ain't the same as like, getting your dick sucked off by a bunch of whores. It isn't. It just isn't. And so it would also seem to me that it might give you the little jolt in life. You go, wow, wait a minute, hang on. Maybe I've just been misusing my funds. Maybe I've been working too much and not having enough fun. Maybe I've been, they always say, what is it? Delayed gratification is one of the signs of intelligence, where it's like, no, I'm going to save my money. I'm going to save my money. I'm going to save my. I was like that. And I was miserable. I'm like, oh no, I can't go out until I pay down my mortgage. I can't go out and it's just a miserable life. It wasn't until I was 30. I said, F this. I'm out of here. And I kind of did a little bit like where I didn't really have the money. I still hopped on a train, went out to Glacier National Park. Legitimately, that's like that's where the split in the road was, where I am here today. Versus, some banker, I just got to work more. Oh, okay, I'll lie on these figures, Mr. Banker cocksucker. And so life got better. Imagine that. You do fun things, life gets better. Maybe your finances take a hit, but what do you care about finance? If you are legit looking at the end of your life, what do you care? And so this is kind of one such story. I would like you to do another PSA on how one is considering the Smith& Wesson retirement plan. Literally every other option is on the table. Your videos on the subject, which can all be found very easily with a channel search for the suicide word or Fred pill, did more for me than fitness, diet, volunteering, military service, medical health professionals, medications, etc. You got me through a difficult time, and I'm not perfectly well yet, but I'm doing a lot better. Well, there you go. There you go. Last year, I was in a difficult place, so I decided to place this maxim above every other Cappy rule, and it was worth it. I made nearly every irresponsible financial decision one could make, chasing any experience that might make me feel something. Put myself in a six-figure debt while telling myself over and over bankruptcy is temporary. Dude, that's another thing. I mean, now, again, this is legitimately, you might have to face the financial consequences, but if you do it right, talk to study bankruptcy law and just like, oh yeah, I'm bankrupt. Oh, well, oh, it's forgiven except for the student loans. Oh, geez, too bad. Oh no, the cocksucking bankers had to eat. Actually, it's the shareholders, but I'm not going to go into the details of that. Put myself in a six-figure debt while telling myself over and over bankruptcy is temporary. The Fred pill isn't. Yes, death is permanent. You don't get I changed my mind. Every option is on the table, and I have no regrets. It may take me a year to recover financially. It will never get me back the opportunity cost that I had incurred. But what opportunity cost? You weren't having fun. But that shallow hedonistic pursuit alone distracted me long enough to make it through the hardest part of my life. It's an option. It's an option. I can provide my whole sob story and resume if you believe that it might help someone. Well, I don't want to identify you, so I am kind of curious what you did. What'd you do with the money? What'd you do with the money? But the short version is that I was deprived of an education, was very malnourished through my youth, joined the part-time military, volunteered for deployment, though I did not see combat, got a degree in STEM. Well, working full-time, accepted a position, tested in one of the top graduate schools in my field in the country, then dropped out and got a six-figure job with a fancy title at a stable company within a particular industry. All that to say that this difficult thing that I went through was actually difficult, that I was no stranger to hard work, that I had already overcome great adversity. Well, I'll tell you, there's two areas that, based on all the clients I've had, it's either you came from a truly traumatized background, and it sounds like you did, being malnourished and deprived of an education, poverty, abusive family. But I think a lot, the other part of it is you're like Lester Burnham. You're a good little working hard man or woman, and life just drains you. You don't get the reward. You're just a debt slave. And then usually the catalyst or the spark that causes the explosions, that's all that fuel the fire, is a divorce. So those are the two general areas. But yeah, you did not have an easy life, not at all. That would wear on any human mind. All that say that this difficult thing that I went through was actually difficult, that I was no stranger to hard work, that I had already overcome great adversity, and that I had exhausted a great number of options before resorting to every option is on the table. You are basically my Terrence Pop. Here's another thing I would do, just so you know. I'd find all my old teachers that are still alive today, and I'd go put a big old deuce in their parking lot, or right on their car or something. I'd read them the riot act. I'd read them the riot act. See, you couldn't go to jail because then you can't go out and have fun. But I'd hunt every one of them down. Hey, remember that? Yeah, you taught me nothing. You're a piece of shit. Here's a present, drop trowel, and a big old cappy deuce. Apologies for dancing around the suicide word. No, we're taking this seriously. I know the second grade school marm sends their Nazis over at you. Oh no, we can't talk about that. I just know that tech companies love to filter it. I want to make sure this message reaches you. I also don't mean to make light of the passing of Fred. No, we all took it seriously. Together, you created perhaps the single most life-changing literary work that I have ever read. You may also notice that I am a repeat customer, and this is not a mistake. I never asked for the military discount. I have too much respect for the work. Serious question: where should I send the Rooster Booster Light? I said just send me money, and I paid Chad and the candidate. They sent me a package. I hope it's coming here pretty soon. How can you think about ending your life when you haven't had a Rooster Booster light or you haven't been to a Buc-ee's gas station? That right there, you owe yourself that much. A road trip to Texas to go to a Buc-ee's gas station and get yourself a bunch of Here's what was I gonna say? Yeah, are you talking about the menu? So link below. I am not trying to make money on this, but link below is like a book called The Menu: Life Without the Opposite Sex. I'm gonna predict half of you who have entertained suicide is because there's not another person in your life. The other might be genuine trauma, etc. All right. And you say, well, what are these options? Well, literally every option. And from a theoretical, philosophical, academic standpoint, for the sake of conversation, we use the guy in the article who did illicit, illegal drugs, which you're not really supposed to do. Prostitution, probably not supposed to do, but it might be legal down in Mexico. I don't know. Robbing banks, as long as you don't hurt anyone else. That's the key thing. All right. Literally, it is on the table. The menu goes through everything that is not illegal. That if you were to choose life at the end of it, you'd be like, oh, wait, criminal record? What? Because ideally, you'd stay out of a cell. You'd stay out of prison. You'd stay out of a cage. And so it's more written, the menu was written to address the fact that most people aren't getting married. But if you're looking for options, like you don't know what to do, why don't you just take a breather, take some time off from work? You know, your boss is a dick. Tell your boss right the fuck off. See if that don't feel better. You give him hell. You tell that cocksucking sister fucking baby boomer piece of shit to shove his fucking social security up his ass with a paper cut. All right? That actually kind of hurt now that I think about it. See if it makes you feel, but what? What are you gonna do? Fire you? Oh no. But then you're like, oh, what do I do? I recommend getting the menu. Go read through it. A lot of it, you don't have to go anywhere. A lot of it is philosophy, reading books, consuming podcasts, things like that. If you're tired, take a break. Again, everything is on the table. All options are. And I think I go through a rather comprehensive. I mean, I don't list individually everything you can do in the world. That's a limitless book. But categorically speaking, I'm categorically put together all these things you can do. And there's got to be something in there you can do that you'll enjoy. I mean, there's got to be something. I would not read the women's part of the menu. The menu is broken down between shareables, both men and women. Then there's a men's menu, and then there's a woman's menu. Don't do the woman's menu. Straight path to depression. That's not, you don't want to do that. And ladies, if you're a girl, okay, duh. Ladies, for you, if you are contemplating ending your life, please do not read the women's menu. I mean, you could read it for academic sense, but don't practice it. All right, it's poison, pure poison. But your associates only consume poison. I've tried to say, here's some broccoli, here's some healthy. Yeah, I want the lice. All right, here's the lice. Hope you feel good. Here's your drugs. Do what's in the guy's menu. All right, that'll help you out. Yeah, just read through it. See if just what yeah. Not only have you got all options on the table, you literally have all the time in the world. Like choose, take your time. And so it's just an option to consider. As always, get help. There's always a national hotline. Talk to them. I don't know the number. I'm sure if you look up suicide hotline, you'll find it. Do talk to someone. If you don't trust therapists, which I can understand, maybe go talk to a pastor or church or something like that. And then I don't know. I don't know. I'm wondering if before how many lives would have been saved if they just got laid by a hewer and did a little drugs? That's all I want to know. What if you went to the south of Spain, got yourself a villa, drank wine, got laid? What would happen? How many lives would be saved? Just a question. All right. If you kindly would subscribe to the channel, slowly making it towards 100,000. Let's see if we got any super chats here. Morning Man Coffee's, yep, got it right here. Got it right there. It's gone now. Hand clogs, $5. Don't worry, Cappy. I'm waiting in line to get a car Learn to be a real American dude, bro. Step one at a time. One step at a time. Next is to wait in the lunch line at an In-N-Out. Yeah, I would not recommend. Just okay, just so you know, so you don't destroy your finances. Go rent a Ferrari. Don't buy a Ferrari. Like you can rent a Ferrari for a couple days. It's a perfect day. You want to go go rent a sports car. What's going to happen? I mean, literally, go sword fishing. Go anything. You know what would be a good movie to watch? Um, Scent of a Woman, because that's kind of what he did, right? He was going to bump himself off, and then he was going to do all these things before he bumped himself off, and he found reason to live with his buddy Charlie. It's my friend Charlie. John Watson, $10. The menu is literally the answer to this. My outlook on life became a lot better after reading. It's the most satirical book, being that women naturally show up anyway while enjoying the menu. Yeah, I mean there is the argument that while you're out having fun, doing all these things, having a great time, you're unconsciously improving yourself, making yourself a much more interesting man, which makes you, I'm not going to say conclusively more attractive to women, but you are more attractive to women, and women might, I can't promise you miracles with this book, but if you do what's in the book and you get some hobbies and you become this amazing, spectacular man, you might get a woman to not stand you up on a date. Yeah, I know. A girl might actually show up on a date on time and not have fake pictures on the internet and looks like what she does on the internet. It's possible. Notice, though, he didn't say anything about the girls. He just had a real hard life. Robert Flores, $10. The rope can also be brought about by exposure. That is a prideful person, contrary to his self-image, is revealed to be neither wise and rather stupid. Revealed to a person's peers can lead to rope. The self-deletion can also be brought about by exposure. That is a prideful. Geez, Rob, when did you become the philosopher here? That is a prideful person, contrary to his self-image. Are you quoting someone, Rob? Is revealed to be neither wise. Revealed to a person's peers can lead to death? Damn, Rob, when did you get the doctorate in philosophy? What the hell's going on? I'm not, my brain ain't that fired up to understand what you're trying to say. Sam Whiskey, $10. Cappy, my brother's new girlfriend was wondering why the girls on the cover of Bachelor Pad Economics don't have drinks. Really, dude? That book is officially 10 years old this year. I've never noticed whether they have drinks or not. They don't have drinks? I don't know. Talk to Jorge. He's the one that did the cover. I didn't notice they did or did not have drinks. Do the guys have? Oh God. Tell her to go make a sandwich. God almighty. Jeez. Oh. I because there it is. I did. It's part of the patriarchy. I didn't want none of them bitches having drinks. That's why I wanted to oppress them. I don't know. I don't know why they don't have drinks. Sam Whiskey, $5. Cappy needs a first gear like a fish needs a body. You're damn right. Although now I figured out I could just leave the car in neutral and not push in the clutch. And then when the light turns green, slam it into first shift and it works normally. Although I am going to get it looked at because I don't want to have the rest of the transmission go. And I had a very good compliment on that video. This guy's like, dude, you could start in second gear or just slam it into first, while it's in neutral. People drive so slow nowadays, they're not going to notice. He's right. Like, even in second gear, I'm like, oh, God, I hope I don't slow people down. I'm leaving people in the dust. I'll tell you this right now about Americans, all Americans. We shouldn't be making cars with 6-cylinder engines or more. It should just be 4-cylinder engines because none of you guys use the extra cylinders. You're all slow. You're all on your phones. So then their light turns green. You got all text. There's no reason for you to have 6-cylinder cars or better. Just leave it to me and, the handful of Gen Xers that don't drive standard transmission. We'll take the muscle. Look, all you boomers, just give me your cars. You're not entitled to those cars. I don't I don't know why you're all driving these new Corvettes, all these old timers. Why am I beating you with a four banger off the line when you have an engine that is literally more than twice the size of my engine? Automatic transmission Corvette. Good Christ. Scrolling. Am I caught up? Did I catch up with everything? Hang on. Did I get that one? Yep, got that one. All right. Oop, there we go. All right, there you go. That's it. Link down below. I just implore you to go out and have some fun and a lot of good fun. A lot of good fun. Have as much fun as those cocksuckers with the rich parents who lived like, mom and dad were rich, or at least they borrowed a lot of money. They could go on spring break as high school juniors and seniors and get drunk. The cool kids, I don't even know if they come back with senior frog shirts. Those cocksuckers, you go have that life. You go have that experience. And you come back and tell me like, yeah, you're right. Go to Glacier National Park. Literally, go to Glacier National Park. Anything. All right. See you guys later. Toodles.